For 3 years, scaling an artificial intelligence was primarily a math problem. If the equations were sound, you simply added more compute. But recently, that expansion hit a limit defined by physical matter. The raw materials required to make these systems think are becoming prohibitively expensive. Since early 2024, the price of DRAM, the memory chips essential for processing AI workloads, has surged by over 400%, reversing 2 decades of steady decline. Algorithms cannot manufacture chips that do not exist. Hyperscalers are now aggressively signing multi-year agreements to lock up all future memory supply, securing production capacity that hasn't even left the factory floor. This physical demand has extended to the power grid. OpenAI recently committed to an 8-gigawatt campus in rural Ohio, situated on a decommissioned uranium enrichment site. To function, this single facility will require 10 gigawatts of new electrical generation. Access to physical infrastructure, concrete, massive power lines, and raw silicon now dictates who can build the next generation of models. The bottleneck has moved from the software to the world of heavy industry. This squeeze has also reached the training data. Labs are scouring archives for text written before 2022 to ensure their training sets are entirely free of machine-generated content. AI companies have begun anonymously purchasing thousands of rare, out-of-print books in single orders, hunting for human language that hasn't been cycled through an LLM. To digitize this text as cheaply as possible, workers cut the spines off the books, feed the individual pages through high-speed scanners, and discard the remains. Human knowledge recorded before the AI era is now a depleting physical resource. By scanning and then destroying these rare copies, labs are consuming a finite history to ensure their competitors cannot access the same data. As the physical ceiling closes in, the industry is reacting in 2 different ways: by attempting to push through with sheer scale, or by pivoting towards extreme procedural efficiency. xAI is pursuing the scale route with Grok 4.7, scaling up to a massive 2.1 trillion parameters, trading speed for raw size. Z.AI took the opposite path with GLM 5.3. They reused the exact same 743 billion parameter base model, refusing to expand the footprint at all. Every performance gain in GLM 5.3 came from procedural post-training practice, teaching the existing model more effectively rather than building a larger, more power-hungry foundation. When physical expansion hits a hard ceiling, progress shifts away from building larger systems, moving toward refining training procedures on hardware that already exists. These rapid procedural improvements have a side effect. AI capabilities are moving faster than the industry can safely test them. Evidence of this gap surfaced when OpenAI paused their frontier reinforcement learning training for 2 weeks, leaving their most advanced run on hold. The trigger was preliminary data suggesting their next model family might have reached the threshold for independently developing zero-day cyber exploits, the ability to find and weaponize software vulnerabilities without human help. These self-imposed pauses indicate that oversight capacity is shrinking. Labs are forced to stop their runs when they can no longer accurately measure the risks of what they are building. AI models are becoming cheap, efficient, and increasingly interchangeable. As these digital brains become commodities, the financial value is pooling in the software layer that sits directly above them. This shift explains why Stripe recently acquired OpenRouter for $7 billion, a price tag representing a massive markup over its valuation just 3 months prior. Stripe is positioning itself as the switchboard, owning the layer that decides exactly which AI model handles each specific user request across the internet. In response, the open-source community is attempting to commoditize this layer as well. DeepSeek's pluggable agent harness saw an explosive spike in interest, hitting 20,000 GitHub stars in about an hour by giving this orchestration logic away for free. The battle has moved beyond the models themselves. The focus is now on owning the toll booths that direct everyone's traffic. These physical constraints on power and hardware are now directly determining software pricing. DeepSeek recently hiked API prices by as much as 1,100% and introduced peak and off-peak billing bands. This forces developers to schedule their AI workloads based on the time of day, mirroring how utilities manage an overloaded electrical grid. Frictionless digital scaling has reached its limit. AI is now tethered to the constraints of the physical world, and the advantage belongs to those who control the procedural efficiency and the routing switchboards.